Hi everyone, welcome back to Get Ready with me, Louise. So, yesterday I did a video using the new Tartelette Jewel palette, the little one that released it. Well, you can get it everywhere, but I got mine at Sephora. And when using that, it had given me the idea to use some of my other Tarte products. And, well, I'm on a roll. After using those products, I really liked A, the way my makeup turned out, and B, how quick I got it done, and C, how easy and effortless it was. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy, like I live, to sit here and do my makeup, because that is my time. Whatever it is, whether it's me just sitting here thinking or daydreaming or, preparing what I gotta do, whatever it may be, it's my time, right? So whether it takes me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, sometimes I have to stop and go do stuff and come back, and 4 hours later, these things happen. It's life. I tend to walk around with one eye done for quite a while. However, using those products just made me realize that sometimes you forget. You forget. And I've realized that with my Pat McGrath going through that series, how I have forgotten about those products and how they don't get much use. And I do feel Pat McGrath is not necessarily a beginner's choice for products. There's a lot to that, as in you do need good tools, you do need time, you do need a light hand, and if you have these things, then you'll be alright, because you'll have the good hair, the natural hair brushes, the good brushes to go in with a light hand and slowly build up your color, right? With Tarte, it doesn't matter. I'll be honest. Seriously. So, what I had done, I don't know if you all remember this, okay? This is pretty old. Look at this thing, okay? It does not have a tag on it. But this opens up like a little clutch, right? And it's got a little mirror on this side, very small. It's only that big. And then it's got like 3 little card slots, right? And then this thing pops out, and you have a clutch, right? I forget what this was called, to be honest and fair. However, this has got, it, to me, it looks like 3 blushes and 2 bronzers, okay? Now, I will say yesterday, I used the bronzer, Park Avenue Princess, and I didn't like it. I didn't. It's just too shimmery for me, and not in a way of like an hourglass blush. Like, it's got a sheen, but not shimmer. But I didn't necessarily see shimmer in this either. I don't know. I just did not like it. To be fair, I did not like that blush or bronzer. Love the blush. I believe it was Feisty that I used. But anyway, this has 2 bronzers, 3 blushes. It looks like the blushes are matte, but this one sort of has a little bit of a sheen to it, the one I used today. But the bronzer that I used today was called Tan Lines. Now, I don't know if you can get these separate. The blush cannot talk today. The bronzer I'm wearing is Tan Lines. That's what I've got on my face. I truly like that bronzer, and I'm curious if you can get that single or if it's in something else, because I like this a lot. I like the shade, the tone. Like, it's just right for my skin tone. The other one is called Sandy Cheeks. This I can see it's got some sort of shimmer to it. I got a feeling it's sort of going to be like the Park Avenue Princess. Maybe it looks to be a little bit lighter, but I don't think I'm going to like that one, okay? But that's okay. because we got 3 blushes. So we have Good, or I'm sorry, Pool Float, which is a coral color, Passport, which looks to be a neutral color, and Flamingo, which is this pinky color I have on my cheeks. And I think this and the bronzer look really good together, the tan lines. I am going to check later on and see if I can get these separate. But if not, I think I'm going to start using this, just to use it up, because I can't tell you how old this is because I'm embarrassed. Yeah, I'm embarrassed. So we're not going to tell, okay? So then for highlight, the highlight I used was out of a palette of 3. It had a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. That's the highlight. And then the mascara is I got out a new one. The Surfer Curl. I like this mascara a lot. I really do. I used the Tartist mascara yesterday. Am I right? I know I'm losing my mind. Tartist. This one. And it's got a very rubber bristle for the mascara. And I liked it. It was fine. It's fine. And it did not smear. So for that works. And this has become my new best friend. I really like this in my waterline. I really feel like it's called Fake Awake by Tarte. And I have similar shades to this, okay? But none match this particular shade. I want to say it's almost the shade of the Painterly in that Paint Pot by MAC. But I feel like it's a little more cream. I don't know. It just works really well with, like, looking natural. You know what I mean? Without it looking fake. Like, it's not... I don't know. It's just natural. But this is the look we're going to do today. And I thought that today I would use my palette. The, what is this called? The Tartelette Juicy. It's the bigger one. I also have the little Tartelette, or the little Juicy, I believe it's called. It came out on a set at Christmas. I have it. I don't have the littler one of these yet. I'm working on it. Well, maybe. I haven't decided because I don't know if all the shades are in this one. You know what I mean? This was just limited edition, but I feel like that the same shades, or some, are in the other one too, to be honest. But I'm not 100% sure. But the first shade I went into was Petal. And, like, all in all, I just loved how easy it was to create yesterday's look. Now, with this palette, there was a little more thinking, but not really. When I say thinking, I'm not, like, thinking, like, oh, man, what goes with what? It's more like, oh, what, like, where do I start? Like, what shade do I go first? You know what I mean? But not, like, where do I start, because I don't know what to do. Like, I have no idea where to go. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at a rainbow palette, I'm like, oh, where do I go with this? You know, because I'm a beginner. But with this, it was more like, what shade do I want to use? Because I love them all, and I can work with them all. In Tarte shadows, you really can work with them all. By the way, I have a visitor. Look at this. So I'm assuming, TMI, it's almost my time. Because George is here. And I think Fred's coming too, to the party. But I think I got him covered up pretty well. But George, he wasn't going to get covered. But I really did enjoy the look, like I was saying, from yesterday. And to be honest with you, did I need a palette? No. I probably have those shades in other palettes. But I like it because I'm going to try. I can travel with it, or if I go somewhere, I can take it with me and not have to worry about it breaking or anything. And B, I can get several different looks. Boy, I'm on a roll with the A, B's, and C's, aren't I? And C, it was just so easy. But I really, like, I was really, and I hear mixed reviews. Some people love Tarte's formula, and some people don't. Or they don't see what all the fuss is about. It's not like it's a bad formula, but they don't see what all the fuss is about. And the thing is what the fuss is all about is that it's so good for beginners. Or just if you're in no time, you got no time. And the smell, when I opened this, oh my goodness, the smell is amazing. It smells like a cupcake. Right, I know. Alright, so that was Petal. Now we're going to go into Luscious. And now I have used this palette before. And I absolutely love it. I love the look I created then, the easeability, the smell, all that stuff. Like, I gave it really good reviews. In fact, because of this palette, I actually purchased all the Tarte palette. And you would think that's so weird that I never tried those, but I hadn't. Because again, I have gotten to the makeup game late. And if you hear most people, they always rave about Pat McGrath and Natasha. For good reason, don't get me wrong. But for a beginner, not so much. But now, yes. And with every shadow, you're going to, in a sense, become a beginner again. Because every formula is a little different. But, when you have no clue about nothing, that's a big difference, You need something easy to start to learn with. And, you just cannot go wrong with this. No, I lied. This was not the first eyeshadow palette I purchased from Tarte. It was the 3 Little Juicy palettes. But prior to that even, I purchased the palette, what was it? Love something in Fairy Dust or something like that. That is what, that was the very first eyeshadow palette I purchased from Tarte. I think. I'm pretty sure though. And I liked it. But at the time, it was all about, the pigment. So I thought, it's not very good considering, it's not Pat McGrath or Natasha or Glam Wally, the pigment and stuff. It's just not as good. I was wrong. I wished I would have really started to learn with those palettes. But then I'm glad I didn't, because honestly, I don't know if I would have evolved to purchasing other palettes. Or because these are so simple, if I would have wanted to take the time to play with other palettes that are a little more, not difficult, but pigmented. You know what I mean? Or what I'm trying to say? Just not sure I would have. I would have hoped I would have, but I don't know. But what I do know is that this is one of my favorite palettes that I have, actually. Because it's my color story completely. Like, these are the shades that I like. And it actually kind of reminds me of, what is that palette that, is it Rose something ColourPop just came out with. I believe it was the last palette they came out with. Bigger palette, maybe? I'm going to take that same shade on the lower lash line, where it was like pinky cool tone, although this isn't, it's kind of like that, but not really. It's got some, little bit of cool, but it's mostly like a warm, neutral tone, kinda. I mean, it kind of reminds me of it, but not really. But I think you can kind of get the same looks in a sense. And I mean, you can't go wrong with ColourPop either. Because their price point is good, and so is their formula for the most part. I mean, with every brand, it's touch and go. You don't, they're not all perfect, but for the most part, they're pretty good. Alright. I'm just kind of making them both the same. Best as possible. Alright. Then I took the shade. I will say it is hard to read this off of this. It's a beautiful, like, thing, but it is hard to read off of. Paradise is the shade I'm going to take. I'm not going to wet it. And I'm going to place it in my inner part of my lid. About 3/4 of the way, I'm going to take this color. And I'm not wetting it, so you can see. Oh, yeah, let's put it up there. One dip, what this can do. Now, I do have aging eyes and lots of wrinkles. I mean, not lots, but I have quite a few. I'm not getting any younger. And I feel like these lay okay on my eyelids. Especially if you do it very lightly. The more you build, the more you will see, your creases. But if you just, softly put it on, it won't be as bad. But again, the ease of use is just great. I mean, I didn't wet that brush or nothing. And look at that. Like, it comes off so metallic and icy. Now I'm going to go into the shade Wildflower. And I'm going to put that on my outer corner of my lid. I'm just going to tap it on. And move it into that shade. We're going to blend them together in a minute. I thought these two shades looked nice together. Look at that. I hope the audio is okay. The last two videos I've had to leave my AC on and the fan. But I'm hoping that the audio, like you can still hear me and stuff, and that is not taken away. But I really can't turn the AC off, y'all. There is no way. And in all honesty, I can't be affording an AC right now because I gotta buy makeup. No, I'm playing. My priorities are so in check, aren't they? Alright, let's go into the shade Water Lily. And I'm just going to place that in my inner corner. Alright. And I feel like this palette would work for multiple levels of depth because it does go very light to pretty dark. I mean, it doesn't have a black, but it does have a very dark chocolate, like a brown black, like that in it. So it does go from light to dark. So you do get your contrast, your shading. I think it could work for several people. And then the same with like inner corner highlight. I think this is an all-in-one palette for a lot of people too, depending on, you know, what you're going for. Alright, so I think I got both sides the same. Okay, so let's curl the lashes. I'm using my Refer eyelash curler. And then for mascara, we're going to use the Tarte Surfer Curl, which, as like I said, I really like this mascara a lot. Hopefully you'll see why once we start to put it on. It just, I don't know, it just does something to them. I've just liked this since I've tried it, to be honest with you. And I know that everybody's different with mascaras, I do. Because there's people that talk about all different kinds, and I'm just like, I don't get it, I don't like it, you know what I mean? But some people it don't matter to what a mascara really does, because they put on false lashes. Me, I don't. So mascara's pretty important to me. And I do like this for some reason. It's like when I say I like the Gucci mascara and don't know why. With this one, it's black. And it definitely gets every lash. And it kind of feels like it gives me length. And it holds my curl pretty good through the day. The only thing it doesn't really do is give me volume. Now I just opened this one, so that could be, like, it may need to sit for a minute or so. You know, the more you'll use it, the better they get. I think that's the case with this. But there's just something about this mascara. I don't know what it is though. But by like today's not too bad. I mean, the lashes aren't the best now today. But in a couple of days, watch and see what they look like. I'll use this in a couple of days. And it'll look so much better than it does right now. I promise. But I'm going to use this to comb through my lashes real quick. Separate them some. There. That's not bad. Alright. Now I did hit on this side a little bit. Hold on here. Clean up my little mix that I got. Okay. Okay. Then for bottom lashes, my MAC. There we go. Okay. Oh wow, that looks really spidery. I didn't realize that. Okay. Maybe I need to put a second coat on. I think maybe that's it. Let's try a second coat. Why not? What do we got to lose? Oh no, we shouldn't have. Man, it is making them look long. Alright, I don't know what it's doing, to be honest with you. What these lashes are doing at this point. So we're just going to stop before I make a mess of this entire look, and then I'm going to get mad because I really like this look a lot. And I don't really get mad at myself over a look. You know what I mean? Plus, I'll wait a couple days and use this again. I don't know why I did that on this lash and not this one, though. Like, this lash don't even look like it has that much length. To be honest. The other lash, dang. Maybe those lashes are just longer. Could be. Alright. So this is all I got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really did have fun playing with this. Well, with all my makeup, honestly. I really do like going back and going through my collection because you just never know. You forget, you know, you buy and you buy. And I really think that it's time, or I'm at the point almost where it's like, I think I need to take a step back and maybe do a no buy unless Pat McGrath or Natasha launches stuff. Because I really do want to get a feel for where all these brands sit, so I can be more helpful. You know what I mean? Like, as far as beginner, intermediate, you know, obviously a makeup artist ain't gonna need nobody's advice. They know what they like and this and that. But just be more helpful. Oh, last thing for Tarte is their Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. Again, I have it in Tulip, Poppy, and Primrose. I feel like Primrose would look best with this look, but here's the thing, it's summertime, right? So, like, this is just an everyday kind of look for the summer, you know what I mean? Now, I could have done a more pinkier or poppier color, like I could have used that peach shade in my palette and probably went with the color Poppy, which would have been bright and fun for summer, which I may do that tomorrow with a different palette. I might do that. So for today, though, it'll either be Tulip or Primrose, and I think I'm going to stick with Primrose, which is what I'm wearing right now. And I really do like these. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to say, though, I've been doing the Makeup by Mario and the Tarte, seeing which one I like better. This is Rose Glow. This is Primrose. They're pretty much the same shade, but I feel like I like the Mario better, technically. It's just a little less minty, so it doesn't, like, numb the tip of my tongue if it touches. And I feel like when you apply it, well, this one's not going to do it now. Usually when I apply this, it's kind of been like, hold on. No, it didn't do it this time either. Alright. It's been a little, like, patchy. It didn't do it this time, now. For some reason. I don't know why. But again, if you just put your lips like that, it blends nicely out. So, but it didn't do it anyway, so it don't matter. But if I had to pick, I do prefer the Makeup by Mario lip plumpers more than those. But they're pretty much the same. It's like a difference between a Fiji apple or a Gala apple, you know? Like, it's kind of like that. They're both in the same thing. It's just which, you know, what one do you like better? Like I said, this has definitely got more mint to it. A lot more. To where you're like, when you like this, you can feel it in your mouth. And like, if you lick your lips, or if your lips accidentally, you know, touch your lip or anything like that, the tip of your tongue will feel like it's gone numb. Alright, so I believe that ends this with the Tarte. Yes. Maybe I found my next thing to do. Maybe I should go through all my Tarte stuff. That would be fun. That would be fun. Because I am enjoying this. I have forgotten how much I like these things. But I will let you go. I've wasted enough of your time. Let me know if what brand I should do Or I may just go ahead and continue to do Tarte unless there's a brand that you're, interested in. But that is all I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. I do this every day but Sunday. So come and join me, hang out with me, give me your thought process, your opinions on products, the whys, the hows, all that. And I will see you in my next video. And until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.